Evil Empire, laughing all the way to the...
My Hero Academia's final war arc is full of generational fades and pure violence. Like, these boys took the phrase going out with a bang, literally. Cause MHA's final season was non-stop action. So y'all already know we gotta get into all the treacherous activities to see how this masterpiece of a series came to a close. But hey, if you're not already, go sub up to the second channel for even more new content. Alright, let me not even waste no more time though. Run that intro.
I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got loyalty.
Alright, so the season kicks off with All For One. First off is solo squad wipe of Endeavor, Hawks, and the rest of the G League heroes who tried cornering him at the Gungavilla mountain ruins. And he's just menacingly flying through the skies of Japan so he can link with his treacherous little twin, Shigaraki. So together, they can finally call checkmate on the gang. And it's not looking too good for the heroes at all. Yeah, they started with the upper hand in that surprise attack, but after all the fighting that had went down, a lot of they heavy hitters are either too injured, incapacitated, or too far away to intercept All For One. All while Deku and Shigaraki are just chilling, trying to break the Guinness World Record for the longest game of English or Spanish. And yes, I checked. They've been like this since season 7, episode 13. We've had 10 episodes pass since then, and it's been nothing but this stalemate.
Boring.
Any backup? No one. Every hero we've sent so far has got belted. Tell me, how bad's their situation right now?
Sugauchi.
All Might! And from seemingly nowhere, aura farming in the rain, briefcase in hand, standing 10 toes in front of his one-of-one Batmobile, we see the man himself, All Might, out in the field like he's playing Madden, just staring down All For One, basically telling him, bring your ass to the streets. And y'all would've thought All Might had some clippers in his briefcase, cause he said, I'm handing out fades. There's no way you can stop him. You don't have a quirk anymore.
If what they're saying is true, Shigaraki's hatred is having some effect on me.
All Might!
I knew it. You can't ignore me.
Why? Because I am here! And even though All Might's quirkless now and doesn't have the power he used to, that don't mean he's defenseless. Cause bro legit hops in his Tony Stark bag, stealing his whole flow, doing a whole Iron Man 2 briefcase suit up with nanotech. All For One must think shit's sweet now just cause I don't got a quirk. That's why I'ma put a band on his head like Braun in 03. Meet Armored All Might's broke boy. Alright y'all, real quick before we get into the rest of the video, I've gotta talk to y'all about today's video sponsor. Polybuzz. Polybuzz is an AI chat app that has just released a brand new feature on the platform, and that's Web AI Manga Generation. Yeah, a tool that'll literally let you create your own manga in seconds. And I've been having a ton of fun with it. Like, all you do is type a prompt, literally anything, and it creates a full manga strip in seconds. Like, check this out, right? If I want a story about a superhero saving the city from a villain who plans to bathe the city in lava, all I have to do is type in a short prompt, and boom. The AI manga generator builds a manga with panels, characters, expressions, and pretty much anything else based on what you type in. You get 3 free AI manga generations per day, and if you want more, all you gotta do is share your manga link with others, and you can get up to 10 generations per day. So hey, if you want in on the fun, make sure you use my code that's displayed on the screen right now, and go ahead and click the link in the description. And thanks again to Polybuzz for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back into it. And I'm not even gonna hold y'all. A band might not even be accurate. All Might probably just up the M on All For One's head. Got him out there looking like Luigi's brother. And All For One is pissed. Bro actively looks like he's finna blow a gasket or pop a blood vessel with that fat ass vein poking out of his forehead. And he knows the only reason All Might's even there in the first place is to be a distraction and keep him from Shigaraki. Cause in his current state, there's no way in hell he even stands a remote chance in a fight against him. But out of pure hatred, this Hall of Fame forehead puts a pause on the master plan he's been cooking up for literal decades, just so he can go and beat on the elderly.
Oh hell no.
Nah, gang. I really hope Muzan saved you a seat on the anime villain short bus, cause this was not the play. I'm crying. All it took was the bare minimum amount of rage bait from his biggest op, and All For One decided to start moving like the US Department of Homeland Security. Niggas really went from taking down actual threats like Osama bin Laden to beefing with Hood Genius on Twitter. And let me repeat myself, cause I don't think y'all hearing me. China is currently working on 200-mile-per-hour trains, and the US Department of Homeland Security is beefing with Hood Genius on Twitter. Yeah, nah, this country might actually be fried. But anyways, both of these boys go dashing in at each other, and All For One sets off this massive AoE laser slash, slicing through the terrain. All Might ends up blocking it with his red riot shields, but that one hit already depleted him by 66%, so next time, that's not gonna work. Rushing ahead recklessly, I'm familiar with your brazen style, but without one for all, you're flying towards death! Black Whip! Charge Bolt!
DK Thunder!
I said it once, and I'ma say it again. Just cause All Might's unpowered doesn't mean he's defenseless. Bro said, alright, I ain't got no quirk, cool. And legit hopped in his Kakashi and Drake bag and said, fuck it, I'm stealing flows. Using a makeshift version of Deku's Black Whip and Kaminari's Lightning quirk to immobilize All For One and hinder his regeneration in the process. And these two quirks aren't the only ones All Might had copied. He legit had Melissa's shield spearhead the entire Hercules project, creating the armored All Might suit. And the suit legit came stock with every member of Class A's quirk in one form or the other. So you best believe All Might's finna be using those to the max in this fight. Cause next thing you know, man summons a whole size 46 black Timberland boot from his Batmobile, comboing it with shoot style and a repulsor jet, and said,
I got this!
knocking the sonic rings out of this nigga. Then All Might just gets the wailing on him midair, flexing the entire time like he was trying to get his Devil May Cry style rank to the max. But we all knew All For One wasn't finna stay down long, cause he immediately says, Springify, plus Brawn Boost, plus Air Cannon, plus Rivet Stab, plus Dark Ball, plus Impure Beam! And this single attack sent All Might flying from one end of the city to the other in an instant, tearing through skyscrapers like they were pieces of paper. And we check in with Unk just to see that this man is in worse condition than the 20-leg parlay yo homeboy swear was gonna hit. And even though he just got ragdolled through the city, All Might realizes that his D1 rage baiting is working because of the random combo of quirks All For One just threw out. All Might's built-in Jarvis system immediately tells him that his left wrist bone and collarbone are completely shattered, along with the fact that Tsukuyomi, his utility cape that can auto guard, is out of commission too. So he activates max movement assist in his suit so he can stay in the fight, just to look up and see All For One floating above him, menacingly.
Oh my goodness!
Looking like the reincarnation of the Demon Lord, ready to bring on the apocalypse at any given moment. And he is pissed. And I just want y'all to take a second to peep All Might's face right now. This devious grin tells me everything I need to know. Like, this is a generational talent, a true student of the game, face of the franchise, undisputed and unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer. And I'm not talking about his hero work, I'm talking about rage baiting. I know a superstar when I see one. And I know the main reason he's doing this is to distract All For One so he can't link with Shiggy, yada yada whatever. But I know deep down, he's doing it for the love of the game, just for the thrill and excitement. Like, no BS. It's just like that rush of adrenaline feeling you get when you get on the game with your boys, and it seems like one of them is having a good day. A little too good of a day now that you think about it. So you just decide, you know what? I'ma just plant that one seed of rage baiting instigation and conversation. Something I know is gonna trigger bro. That one sensitive subject you know for a fact will start an argument between him and one of your other homeboys and get bro to genuinely start tweaking. And when this happens, all you gotta do is clap it up. Cause mission accomplished. I mean, yeah, y'all bound to go on a losing streak after that. But the party is guaranteed to be funny as hell for the rest of the night. Hey, not all heroes wear capes. But anyways, as he's flying in the air, All Might speed blitzes All For One, trying to knock his ankles loose with his straight right. But that shit ended up hitting as hard as DDG's last album, cause bro blocked it with his Rihanna-sized forehead, and immediately counters with his massive AoE EMP lightning blast, trying to take All Might out the game for good. But bro was just like, fuck no baby, and summoned the vial of the combined evolved STD variants of both Lily Phillips and Magic Johnson from Hercules, shoving it directly into his gut, turning bro the same shade of purple as Barney in a Rotten Grimace shape. And the serum's just tearing up his insides like he just ate the new deer ankle nuggets, steak nuggets from Arby's. So to get rid of the toxins, he just said, fuck it.
Nuke the whole generation.
Blowing himself up, resetting his entire body with his modified rewind quirk, making himself younger. And in the process, flings All Might through countless skyscrapers till he comes crashing down at this gate. And off rip, All Might peeps that All For One's rewind quirk works exponentially faster based on the amount of damage he takes. But bro is so distracted by the rage bait that he doesn't even realize. And even though he's on 50 shield and 1 HP, All Might stands tall, continuing this rage-baiting masterclass by laughing in this man All For One's face. And you can just tell, bro is genuinely finna crash out off these mind games. So from Hercules, All Might summons his very own Hulkbuster armor upgrades, adding more and more modified Class 1A quirks to his arsenal, and suits up with all this new gear to look like a monster straight out of my nightmares. Like, gang, I understand you doing what you gotta do to win, but this is a PR and marketing nightmare. Like, how is Hasbro gonna sell any toys off this? So in his new suit, All Might's bouncing through the city making All For One play chase, and his plan is to set a trap for bro that'll inflict massive damage, because every time he gets hurt, All For One's lifespan gets reduced drastically. But All Might's main issue right now is energy, cause he can't afford to hold anything back in his attacks. But Hercules' power level is sitting at 45%, steadily getting drained by the second too. So All Might's darting through this alley, but he gets stopped when All For One randomly pops in front of him like Goku when he hears that you're strong.
Hey, it's me, Goku!
I know what you're trying to do, but I don't need to exert myself to carve that grin off your face. I can kill you in power saving mode. Your agony will be exquisite.
And from this angle, it looks like All Might just got Swiss cheese. But bro is Weave Nation certified, effortlessly maneuvering his way up and out of these spike traps with ease. But this was all just bait, cause All For One legit had 2 chompers from Plants vs. Zombies off perks sitting up top, waiting to swallow this man whole. So All Might immediately pivots, dashing into another alley, but these 2 ankle biters are relentless, hawking this man down, all while All For One is destroying pieces of bro's gear and just talking crazy.
Aw, your smile disappeared. It must be embarrassing going out sad in front of all the hus on this worldwide Twitch stream. You were once the greatest hero, but now you're just a broken old man who's missing half his guts, copying the power of children far younger than you. Give it up, Unk. The symbol of peace has become the symbol of impotence, and now he will die. Pop that pussy for Obama!
And it looks like All For One landed the kill shot. But what he didn't understand is, the embers of One For All are still burning, no matter how dim the situation looked. And just like he worked at IKEA, this man All Might had the perfect counter already lined up, stuffing his mechanical tail down All For One's throat. Pause. And I just want it to be known that I could get a joke off so easily right now. But for the first time in the channel's existence, I'ma just take the high road, cause ain't no way the ops caught you lacking in 4K like this. But anyways, All Might just starts blasting ice in the All For One system, freezing him in place. But this was all just a setup for All Might to reveal his true quirk.
Connection complete. Commencing emergency charge. Target blocked.
Hercules!
Wake up, Luffy.
Gun for all!
Activating the Kamehameha Death Beam from the heavens to switch down All For One. In the Season 7 callback, the Star doing this exact same thing in her fight with Shigaraki was just chef's kiss. And All Might said that burrowing under the ground move to soften the blow shit dead. Cause Mans used Earphone Jack's quirk and started blasting bass boosted Uno Miles at max volume.
Bitch, I'm in the field, niggas call me Indiana Jones. Feel like Soldier Boy today, so kiss me through the phone. Feel like Usher yesterday in the shower, bitch, I was burning.
So bro is in hell. And as All For One is trying to crawl out, he tries piecing up All Might with his devil whip. But bro counters all 3 attacks, hits a James Harden step back, then binds All For One to the ground using more of his tech. And I'm not even gonna hold y'all. All Might is hooping, using all types of weapons a normal person would never think of, moving crazy. But somehow, bro's still not moving crazier than Quavo after putting a chainsaw on his Draco. Like, what kind of ops do you Atlanta niggas have? But anyways, even though All Might is up right now, remember how I said earlier that Hercules was only sitting at 45% charge? Yeah, we gonna have to press F to pay respects. It was good while it lasted.
Hercules, I told you, you can't go beyond using toys.
And All Might knows, seeing this glowing demon child the same color as Kraft Mac and Cheese emerge from the smoke ain't good. So he flash steps towards him, trying to put him in timeout. But Kid All For One said, wait, I can't remember. How's that one Yeet song go?
Ain't no stupid bitch.
Pack-a-punching All Might straight into the concrete, and you can just tell he's hurt and laboring. And his injuries almost got him looking as bad as Cam Too Funny.
That's not a good look, former hero. Bereft of hope, missing your trademark grin, struggling on the ground like a worm. I'll relish the look of utter despair in your eyes. Then I'll make a mess out of your face, just like you did to mine all those years ago.
And all of a sudden, just as he's about to finish off All Might, All For One can't move.
Everyone bleeds the same color.
And we look up to see the certified demon of Season 2 himself, the most glazed villain in the entire series, Stain, the hero killer, aura farming on his very own Green Goblin glider. And he dashes in on his glider while licking a sample of All For One's blood off this rock, freezing him in place, throwing the ultimate assist to the GOAT. So y'all boys already know, this fight is nowhere near over. Alright, so we pick up right where we left off. After All For One put All Might in the dirt like some vegetation with the Serena Williams backhand, and got this man looking more beat up than Squidward after that Sea Bear attack. But right before All For One can send All Might to the afterlife with front row tickets to the Juice WRLD concert, this man Stain pulls up on his brand new GTA Mark II oppressor, throwing the oop to All Might by making All For One freeze like Black Panther with his blood curdle quirk.
All for one. It doesn't matter how mighty a villain you are. When I taste your blood, my quirk activates, freezing you in your tracks.
So All Might uses this as an opportunity to speed blitz All For One, using his repulsor jets to flash step towards him while Stain darts in from behind, ready to slash this man like he was playing Fruit Ninja. And All Might cocks back this uppercut, prepping the Detroit Double smash this nigga back into the lobby. But just before either one of them can connect, All For One says,
I never freeze.
Nuke the whole generation.
Forcible quirk activation. Bloodlet.
And in an instant, to counter Stain's quirk, All For One bypasses Ricochet anti-cheat and forcibly ejects every ounce of blood from his body, making himself twins with the zesty red demon from Powerpuff Girls, while bathing All Might and Stain in Batista bomb waves of Magic Johnson's blood. And All For One tells Stain he's already had countermeasures in place for him ever since he peeped he wasn't rocking with him back at Tartarus. He just said, you ain't gang? Alright, cool. Then I'ma pocket watch you harder than an IRS agent.
Doesn't matter. It's still the same blood. Are you stupid? I used antigen swap. It totally altered my blood type.
Right hand on the Bible. God can strike me down if I'm lying.
That motherfucker's cheating!
So in a matter of seconds, All For One has made Stain more useless than Tenten. And as All Might's dashing in to save him, bro hits a Daquan
360 ooga booga booga!
with Stain's limping, lifeless body before he eating dog halfway across the city, pinballing through tilted towers, destroying it, and hawking him down like LeBron on the fast break with All Might in tow. And with him being at a crazy speed disadvantage in his current state compared to All For One, All Might can't do anything but tell Stain to run. But that's gonna be a tall task, cause after that last attack, Stain's laid out on the concrete, just knocked out like one of them YNs in school that be taking hits of galaxy gas, looking like he finna hit the meanest snow angels of all time. And Stain looks up just to see.
Rejoice! Your quirk will make a fine addition to my repertoire. Now that I think about it, you've contributed quite a lot to Tomura's development, so I'll have to thank you for that. But I'm afraid now, I have no more use for you, hero killer. Your role ends now.
1 second, Stain was laying there alive and well, and next thing you know,
The motherfucker was dead.
gotta see it all red like a Playboy Cardi song, and All Might can't believe what he's witnessing. He's in shock, just for this man All For One to uphold on All Might, hitting a quick 180, switching him down with the max power death laser. But even in his drained and weakened state, Hercules said, just like Allstate, you in good hands, my boy, blocking the initial brunt of the attack, shielding All Might. But like I said, Hercules is on his last legs, and isn't strong enough to withstand the blow anymore, so it shatters, sending All Might ragdolling across town yet again, decreasing the property value in the city further and further with each crash. Bro, I swear, after all the shit that's went down, rent has gotta cost no more than a piece of pocket lint, 100 V-Bucks, and a bag of hot Takis, cause you couldn't pay me to live here. At this point, living in O-Block or Gotham would be safer. But anyways, the force of that blast was so vicious that it has All Might hallucinating, seeing images of his dead mentor, Nana Shimura, and even Sir Night-Eye in an all-white room. And at this point, I'm genuinely concerned. Bro's having flashbacks of Midoriya, saying how he needs All Might to live long enough so he can make him proud by becoming a great hero. And All Might even had a flashback of his childhood at the beginning of Happy Days with his mom. So I'm just like, oh no, gang finna get slimed out and sent to the gulag expeditiously. Cause this is anime rule 101. If a character has a flashback, they either finna get violated and packed up in the most devastating way imaginable, or they finna turn up something vicious and reach a new power level. And considering the fact that All Might's legs are in worse condition than your Rage's, and that he can barely move his body, I'm not seeing no power up in his future. But even
After all that,
All Might's resolve is stronger than ever. Dragging his battered body on the concrete, he just looks up at the Demon Lord and says, "Come and get me." But just like a Cooking with Kaya video with no twerking, All For One wasn't trying to see that shit. The rage bait ain't working no more, and bro has finally shifted his attention back to his main objective, linking with Shigaraki. And he's well within warp range. So he activates his warp sludge quirk coming out of Shigaraki's throat.
Pause.
But Shiggy just gets in his Dave Blunt's bag and says,
Master. Don't get in the way.
and All For One just got straight up rejected by Shigaraki, just like me when I tried sliding in Zuyu's DMs. And All For One's just floating there, absolutely perplexed. He was just like,
Nigga, I created you, nigga. Well, God created you, but I helped. I was a part of your journey.
but for some reason, this absolute psycho takes this rejection as an invitation to try again. Cause he's just sitting there happy as hell, smirking like that one Anthony Mackie meme. So this man takes off, swooping down to scoop All Might up off the ground. And in the very next scene, we just see him flying through the air with All Might in hand, disrespectfully carrying him like he's trying to practice how to hold his girl's purse so no one thinks it's his. And everyone at UA and Midoriya are in complete shock. In the trenches off this. Cause there's no way in hell they ever thought the literal LeBron James of their universe would ever be getting done dirty like this. Like, no, my goat. But anyways, Deku's really between a rock and a hard place right now. Cause bro legit has to make the decision between staying and fighting the strongest villain of today, or leaving and fighting the strongest villain in history to save the life of his idol and mentor. And things just keep getting worse and worse by the second. Because in his mind, he can see the yellow vestige of All Might slowly starting to disappear, meaning he's getting closer and closer to death. And it doesn't help that this Hall of Fame instigator, Shigaraki, is in Deku's ear gaslighting like a motherfucker. So we come back over to All Might, who's just hanging from All For One like a winter coat in the summer, having even more flashbacks of his protege, talking calm and slowly, thinking about how Deku's came so far in so little time, never abandoning his dream either. So he's already knowing, if his protege can move like that, then there's no way in hell he can abandon his own dream of becoming a symbol, one of peace. So out of nowhere, All Might instantly darts up, putting All For One in a whole UFC guillotine choke submission, activating the mini nuke he had stored away in this device on his wrist, prepared to full on kamikaze both of them at the same time. Cause he already peeped, he can't win running the ones fair and square. So now he's feeling more suicidal than a YNW Melly song. And All Might knows the explosion won't kill One For All, but it should at least be enough to speed up his rewind quirk. Cause bro's whole plan is to pull a reverse Jake Paul. But instead of boxing with senior citizens who should have been in a retirement home 5 years ago, he wants to beat on children and hopefully make him young enough to the point he can't function effectively no more. And the scene is crazy. The bomb's charging up, ready to go off at any second. And All Might's in the background giving his motivational speech like he's Captain Irwin. Cause after all these years, bro's finally finna slime as big as Op and get it back in blood for his master until... You idiots. You got your gun for the fashion, fuck nigga. Did you really think I was gonna let you blow? It's all over. Did you really think I was gonna let you have a heroic death on my watch? No, you die when I say blood curdle. Yeah, All Might. Not gonna lie, bro, it might be GG's. Cause ain't no way dog got you out here looking dumber than Bilo and Z is. And the entire world is tapped into the Twitch stream, watching in complete terror as their GOAT loses irrecoverable amounts of aura in real time like he's lazy. Yeah, nah. I had to go ahead and slap the Sora AI logo on this for you, twin, cause ain't no way. But anyways, as he's shit talking like Rio the young OG, All For One looks up in the sky just to see that 3 Call of Duty BO6 dreadnoughts just spawned in from thin air, trying to spin back for Star, charging up these atomic lasers. But All For One just said,
"Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance."
one tapping these boys with Moon Knight's Crescent Blade, all while aura farming to finish. And I'm sorry, y'all might say I'm doing tricks on it, but I gotta glaze just a little bit, cause this shit tough. And it's just all bad. Unk fell down to his knees, Shadowbeard is still in shock, and even Deku took a timeout from his English or Spanish game with Shigaraki to bear witness to this atrocity. The whole world is watching his GOAT get hoisted in the air like the Vince Lombardi. Like, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Seeing this man All Might go outside like this hurt me just as much as seeing Tyrese Halliburton tear his Achilles in Game 7 of the finals. Like, we was in for a generational Game 7, and Dog was on a heater too. Just for him to go out like that in the first half? Nah. That's really enough to make a grown man cry, bro. But anyways, All Might is still out there getting violated in 8K Ultra HD, as All For One is slowly and ruthlessly trying to tear him in two. And you can just see the stress he's placing on his torso. His face looks like death. But I'm not tolerating any All Might slander on the channel. So again, I'd like to point y'all attention to the Sora AI logo. Cause what Soulja Boy say?
This is fake. That's fake.
This is fake?
Yeah, that's Photoshop. That's fake. On my mama, that's fake. On my heart, on my life, my little brother grave, I could die right now. That's fake.
And like I said earlier, Deku can't do anything in this situation, cause his hands are literally tied dealing with the world's biggest menace to society. But he's still reaching out because he wants to save his goats. But he knows he can only choose one. And this is just like if your girl and LeBron were both hanging off a cliff and you can only save one. Like, how on earth are you supposed to pick? Wait, what am I saying? One choice. Fate of the universe on the line. The Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth. I can only save one life. Give me. Cause you can always find another girl, but you can't get another LeBron.
Oh my God, bro, is dick riding all you do?
No, I'm
like, you literally got that nigga dick in your mouth right now. I see it.
On second thought, maybe that was a bad example. And before any Weenie Hut Jr.'s level dweeb starts coming for me in the comments, it's a joke. Relax. But anyways, the entire world is praying to the heavens, begging for somebody, anybody, to please save All Might, because there's no way we can let our symbol of peace die. Not like this. When suddenly, he appears. The Japanese King Von, the reformed Nike Tech hoodlum, now a quarter zip wearing, matcha sipping king, aura farming straight out of the reboot van, posing like a light skin with the weather being hired as a paid actor, returning from the dead with his battered, limited edition All Might trading card in hand, Katsuki Bakugo. So I don't even gotta tell y'all how wicked it's finna get. And best believe, I'm gonna be working OT to get this next part out, cause up next we have Bakugo versus All For One.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Hi.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting bored.
Leave me alone!
Evil Empire, laughing all the way to the
Bakugo has explosive Black Air Force energy, and after this display of fully unleashed and enhanced ignorance he just put on, I'm dubbing this man Bakugo as an honorary YN who's invited to the cookout, just like Luca or Austin Reeves, cause he alright with me.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay, maybe I got ahead of myself just a little bit. I'm tripping, but y'all get the point. Bakugo is that guy. But hey, let me not even waste no more time, bro. We gotta get straight into the action. Run that intro.
I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got loyalty.
Alright, so we pick up right where we left off, and our boy Deku is still stuck in an absolute deadlock with Shigaraki, and All Might's doing even worse. Mans is getting violated in 8K Ultra HD on this worldwide Twitch stream, cause All For One is giving a grown man uppies like a toddler, hoisting him in the air like an NBA Finals trophy, while simultaneously working on splitting this man in two like a footlong at Subway, and it's bad. He out there looking like he just got that prime ass cast treatment, because the soul has been completely sucked out of this man. His face is expressionless. Everybody's just bawling their eyes out. And just as it looks like All Might's about to be put on a t-shirt and sent back to the gulag expeditiously, we hear a sudden explosion go off in the distance, revealing that another player has just re-entered the MHA Final War server, and it's no one else other than the Crash Out King, Bakugo. And this man's aura was so strong that it shifted the entire weather forecast, cause we ain't seen sunlight in My Hero Academia since like season 6. But as soon as Bakugo pulled up, all that changed. Mans made sure he got some clean ass IG flicks fresh off the reboot too, and all it took was one look between him and Deku to activate their observation hockey, letting Bakugo know exactly what time it is and what was going on, cause these boys are locked. Just like a green light, Bakugo is on go, and he immediately shows off his Jamaran vert, elevating and activating explosion mid-air to straight up W key Deku and Shigaraki. Meanwhile, Deku used Black Whip to create some distance between him and Shiggy, whipping this man like a Silento song, all while Bakugo Bakugo is darting at Deku like a missile, linking up with his dap that was so clean. I'm surprised that motherfucker ain't have impact frames. And just like they worked at Chick-fil-A, these boys started serving combos. Deku whips Bakugo in a circle, activating both Gear Shift and Black Whip, saying,
Gear Shift. Second gear.
And even with Bakugo in the mix now, Shiggy's just talking crazy, saying,
He'll never make it. You must know that, right? Your disgraced hero is at death's door.
But Deku wasn't trying to hear none of that. He was just like,
shut the fuck up, nigga, watch this goddamn combo.
And with the hopes and desperate prayers of everybody coming in, and all the flashbacks flooding his mental, Bakugo's explosions start burning so hot, they legit turn from egg yolk yellow to big pot blue. And he taps into his inner All Might to burn even hotter, and go faster and further beyond, creating rainbow waves of explosions, snatching All Might from All For One's clutches, just like Lil Baby snatched Jack Doherty's chain, saving All Might while simultaneously slashing off one of All For One's arms, making dog twins with Edward Elric. And what makes this even more beautiful is that this is a full circle moment, cause Bakugo still blamed himself for indirectly ending All Might because he got captured, which forced All Might to use the remains of his Ember to defeat All For One way back in season 3. And the fact that he's the one who ultimately ends up saving All Might's life now, bro, the writers were cooking. And this is crazy. Deku's in shock, but not more than All Might, cause bro can't believe Bakugo can move, let alone use his quirk in the condition he's in.
Young Bakugo, your arm, are you alright? I should ask you that. You look like hell, old man.
And it's revealed that Edshot made Bakugo cough up the remainder of the blood that had internally pulled up in his chest, and did what he could to mend Bakugo's damaged organs and bones using his quirk. The repairs Edshot made will hold, but each breath Bakugo takes is gonna feel like he's getting hit dead on with the pump shotgun to the chest. And Bakugo thanks Edshot for bringing him back from the dead, saving his life. But Edshot was just like, nah gang, all I did was a patch job. Coming back to life was all you, cause thanks to Bakugo's quirk, the nitroglycerin filled sweat that seeped into his bloodstream jump-started this man's heart like a car battery. So before he goes to run the ones with this younger version of All For One, All Might calls over Bakugo, transferring the remainder of his armored All Might nanosuit to Bakugo to use as a splint, since his arm got busted up dealing with Shigaraki early, and calls him by his hero name, Great Explosion Murder God, Dynamite. And bro, the way dog was genuinely cheesing ear to ear off this, I know the feeling. This was just like finding a gold scar in the chest during the early days of Fortnite. An unmatched sense of joy. And at this point, only two words come to my mind. Gordon Ramsay. Cause this man Bakugo was about to cook. So we come back over to All For One, who's floating in the sky. And Brody is pissed. Like, I ain't even think it was humanly possible to have this many veins busting out your forehead. Like, twin, you good?
Now what? Do I finish All Might before I leave? No, he'll have to wait. I've come this far. I'll take one for all and my brother first. To do that, I need to conquer Tomura's rebellious mind completely. This is making my blood boil. I've planned everything. The winds should be blowing in my favor. So why do the gears seem to be slipping out of place? So you still think I'm some weak-ass side character, huh? Forgetting someone? Where the fuck you think you going? I'm the final boss. Got it, you social security merchant? Now shut up and take this blast to the face, all Diddy.
In a millisecond, this man Bakugo started moving at the speed of light to flash that All For One, stopping his main theme like he was Aizen, then proceeded to take the top off this man like Gunna, giving All For One the Jogo treatment, blasting him through every floor of this skyscraper, and got All For One looking up at him from the basement. An explosion is making every muscle fiber in Bakugo's body ache, but he knows now ain't the time to succumb to pain. It's time to put in work. And that move Bakugo just pulled was so tough, even Deku and Shigaraki had to take a timeout to glaze. And this inspired them to finally quit watching and start running the fade.
I've managed to keep my distance and get through this using the fort's power. But how do I deal with him when he regenerates and can kill me with one touch? It seems impossible, but I've got to figure out an answer soon. Once I activate Gear Shift, there's no turning back. This next activation will be my last.
And in the very next frame, we see the iconic 4-way Go Beyond panel of everybody geared up ready to squabble. And this is tough! To me, the manga panel is still more gas and has a little more detail, but I can't even hold you. It's still hard as hell regardless. Got these boys out here looking like they finna release 120% of their latent potential like Yuji, Todo, and Mahito. Straight heat. Where you going, Gramps? Did that last hit finally knock the dementia into your old ass? You're dealing with me, remember? And at this point, All For One is ducking all smoke related to Bakugo. Cause right now, going up against bro is scarier than facing the season 3 John Wick. Mans is doing the digital dash, doing everything in his power to get away from Dog. Internally tweaking out cause Bakugo literally has his man sweating bullets like a fat kid in recess. But getting away is gonna be a tall task cause
I've got you in my sights.
I get it now. It's the pain caused by the sweat drops I collected on my palms as they race through my body, the pain when they explode, the placement, the intervals. I can use all that to time my secondary explosions. Because throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the explosive one.
This world shall know pain.
Are those fireworks or just Angel Reese getting shots up? Neither.
Don't stop that!
I'm going too fast!
This nigga is crazy.
yeah. Bakugo has completely lost it. Bro is legit styling and aura farming on the strongest villain in history, tumbling on the freeway, crashing through heli skyscrapers. But I can't even be mad at bro, cause he's unlocked his flow state. Like, who does bro think he is? The fate of the world is on the line, and Man's as happy as can be, just having the time of his life, recreating Metro Boomin album covers, all while hawking down All For One. Then Bakugo proceeds to crash through the skyscraper, got the beam pointed at All For One's dome, fully prepared to switch him down, cause the second All For One thought he got away, Bakugo just said,
I'm gonna get you, running from his dick boot, fucking on a shih tzu.
Boom. And just blew on this man like some hot food.
Chat, clip that.
And I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Bakugo might really be third cousins with Gojo or something. Cause not only is Bakugo moving like the honored one, getting deep in his bag, but Mans is gaining limitless amounts of aura through this fight alone, which is all being live streamed to the masses in 8K Ultra HD. And All For One is getting cooked so bad right now, he's legit having war flashbacks of him dealing with his op from decades ago. Kudo, who has a slight resemblance to Bakugo, and held his hand out to his younger brother Yoichi and essentially put everything in motion. And this directly mirrors how Deku just held his hand out to Bakugo to kick off this curb stomping. So word to G Herbo and Juice WRLD, All For One is suffering from a mean case of PTSD. And during this time, Dog is completely out of it, not paying attention at all. And this is rule 101 of off-ball movement in basketball. If your defender not paying attention, on me, you better be cutting backdoor for the easy bucket. And that's exactly what Bakugo did, cause All For One looks up just to see
you are nothing!
Burning All For One to a crisp and got gang out there looking like an unlockable character, sending him crashing through the skyscraper, moving this man all the way to Mozambique.
Mozambique, yeah.
Bro, no, not that one.
But anyways, All For One gets up and says,
the thing that I hate the most is you. That's right. All of this is your fault. Kudo! You finally went senile, you crusty old bastard. Cause that ain't me, Unk. It's BK, fuck nigga. Big Kachan, not the little one. And I'm about to have it my way.
And this was the final straw. Cause word to Janae Aiko, All For One's PTSD is
triggered when I see your face.
Oh hell no.
I'm crying. Bakugo literally blasted the generational trauma out of bro. Cause the whole next half of the following episode is solely dedicated to All For One's backstory. And it's sad, cause All For One and Yoichi were legit set up to fail from the start.
My mom is kind of homeless.
They don't know their dad. These people were trying to help her out. But nah, Shorty was legit chugging 6-packs of Bud Light while pregnant. Like, what? If I was this couple, I would've had CPS on the line so fast. And on top of all that, All For One was on his ride wave type of timing in the womb, hogging all the food. So Yoichi barely got any nourishment. And do y'all wanna know what the cherry on top of all of this was? Mama All For One ain't even get to see the light of day, cause bro literally drained the life force from her. And there's nobody around to grab a reboot card either, so it's GG's. The show ain't even bothered to mention where they dad was either, so these boys was orphaned at birth, forced to get it out the mud themselves. And I just wanna take a second to call out the ridiculous amount of cap my hero is throwing in our faces right now. Cause bro, you telling me 2 babies, fresh out the womb, were able to survive on their own?
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
But anyways, I just want y'all to look at how deviously this Coco Melon hellspawn of a child was moving. All For One's gotta be no more than 4 or 5 years old right here. And this man is already out catching bodies like prime line of roads. And all you gotta do is take one look at this kid's face to see that something is off with this dude's mental. So we dive into All For One's backstory a little more and learn that since birth, he's been arrogant and greedy, believing everything in the world belonged to him, including his younger twin brother, Yoichi, who he views as his personal property. And all throughout his childhood, All For One was moving like a King Von disciple, hitting licks, finessing quirks, and sliming out his ops at the most minor of inconveniences. And Yoichi realizes what his brother's doing is wrong, and he tries steering him down the right path. Brother, stop this! Don't hurt him! What you're doing is bad!
Hey Yoichi.
Huh?
What do you do to a soccer ball?
So as time passes, Yoichi develops a love for superhero comics and wants to share this love with All For One, showing how the hero fights for good and is loved by everyone for saving the day. But instead of rocking with the hero, this twisted sicko All For One sees how shiesty the bad guy in the story was moving and decided, oh yeah, that's all me. I'ma become the demon lord of this world. So we fast forward 3 years later and we find out the extent of the villainy All For One has come to. Cause on some random Tuesday night in Terabithia, bro just appears in the sky glowing like a Fortnite chest, telling Yoichi he just went and slimed out the glowing baby, stealing his quirk. And before y'all even ask, yes, that glowing baby, the first person to ever manifest a quirk.
Oh my goodness!
Nah, bro. This exceeds even Kendrick Lamar levels of hating and pettiness. Cause man, what? All For One saw that the glowing baby had too much motion, 10 million followers on all social platforms, and was like,
mods ban that guy and blow up his house.
So fast forward a couple more years, and the fact that Yoichi is a weakling is something that All For One absolutely hates, even though his bum ass is the reason that his younger brother is the way he is in the first place, but I digress. And because he thought Yoichi was quirkless, All For One ended up forcefully giving his brother the quirk stockpile, which would allow him to accumulate power. But what bro didn't know was, Yoichi already had a quirk, Bestow, but it was so weak and underdeveloped that All For One couldn't even sense it. And Bestow was a quirk that allowed Yoichi to pass his power on to others. So with Stockpile and Bestow working as a dynamic duo like Prime Shaq and Kobe, this man All For One ended up unintentionally creating One For All, which I find fucking hilarious, bro. This man is ultimately gonna be defeated, all because he decided to be a capital D for dickhead and start trolling all them years back. LOL, bro. Karma is crazy, gang. So we come back to the present with Bakugo and All For One just to see the Demon Lord still tweaking out like a Playboy Cardi fanboy. Cause even after all these years of preparation, bro was not ready for the moment. The lights were brighter than expected. All For One was just like,
no, get those lights off! Off! Turn them off, they're too bright, turn them off!
And all of this is happening as this Japanese NBA Youngboy variant, Bakugo, is just posted up midair, posing like Itachi. Hey, I don't even feel no type of sympathy for bro. It is 100% All For One's fault he's getting cooked like this. Bro should have been out in the streets grinding and not holed up in isolation. Cause this new generation of YNs is built different, Bakugo included. And Bakugo's mom tapped in on the comms and asked, son, did you do the dishes? And bro just grinned and said, 2025 Klay Thompson. And Bakugo's mom just smiled, cause she already knew All For One was finna get washed. But hey, quick side note, y'all can make all the ni hao, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy, you're washed Klay Thompson jokes, y'all won't. That man is on the back end of his career after winning 4 chips, and he bagged Meg, the fucking stallion. Hey twin, I don't even blame you. I wouldn't give a fuck about hooping no more either. She easily got one of the top 5 builds of all time. And that's facts. But anyways, at this point, All For One realizes with each passing second, the scales are tipping less and less in his favor. Cause his rewind quirk is still active, so he just keeps getting younger and younger. So bro's gotta act fast before he becomes completely useless. And bro's plan is to finally stop conserving his remaining strength, which he was initially saving for the transfer with Shigaraki. But now's not the time to be worrying about that. It's time to go all out.
coming. Omni Factor Unleash! All for one goal. Each power I have utilized for a single purpose. Victory!
Brother,
Yeah. So essentially, All For One decided to be on this big X the plug type of time in life. Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been on my fat shit eating all of the food up at Target, regardless. Turning into the world's chubbiest entity, so now Dave Blunts can finally be laid to rest. And Bakugo's just looking at this junk mad confused. Like, bro, how am I supposed to fight this monstrosity of flesh? Dog really out there looking like Mr. Oliva's girlfriend from Baki on steroids.
Yuzuka, don't worry. I won't get in your way anymore.
So All For One's Goodyear blimp of deformed human flesh takes off, looking like a Bomber Bill missile straight out of Super Mario Bros. Darting right at Bakugo, and All Might's begging for him to get out the way.
Please, blow up. Damn it! Explode!
Dad, fuck him up. I'ma do my stuff.
Huh? What was that? I know I didn't see him fire off any attacks!
So as All For One goes crashing down to the ground, it's revealed that since the rain is taking away some of Bakugo's explosive power, he had to improvise. So he coated his explosive sweat in his normal sweat, then sent those sweat droplets flying through the air at All For One without setting them off, with the goal of triggering remote detonations upon impact. And this worked to perfection, cause Bakugo head tapped this man like he was playing Duck Duck Goose, and got him looking goofy. And some of Bakugo's sweat drops even went into All For One's mouth, so now bro's even more chopped than before. And at this point, it's all gas, no brakes. Like they might as well make room for my boy on a periodic table, cause he is in his element. Charging up, prepping for his next onslaught, all while remembering the advice All Might gave him. And All For One's just yelling at the top of his lungs about how he can't be stopped cause this is his story, and how Bakugo is just an extra that needs to die. Not even trying to hide the fact that he's terrified anymore, cause Bakugo just slapped the fear of God into this man like he was a hype beast. So All For One continues to yap, but just like a Lil Pump song in 2025, Bakugo wasn't listening to that shit and just said,
Howitzer!
Bakugo just booms this man, and All Might's jaw's on the floor, cause he can't believe what he's witnessing right now. And I can't either. Bakugo was just like,
you thought I was done, old head? Nah, on everything I love, you a fake demon. On Big UA, the streets don't fear you no more, You thought you was a demon? Well, I'm a demon in Fortnite, buddy, and you just got boxed like a fish. Now go to hell.
And I don't even know how to describe this cinematic masterpiece of a fade Bakugo just ran. Shit was more hectic than an NBA YoungBoy concert, and All For One is absolutely perplexed, cause bro just got his shit punched on, and he got nuked for like the 5th time too. Bro, All For One is low-key buns. Man's legit has every quirk he's ever accumulated over decades at his disposal, and he's still getting worked by a high schooler with one quirk. And mind you, Bakugo was just dead not even 10 minutes ago. Bro's really a 99 overall with no badges or grasp on the fundamentals. Just straight ass. So the smoke finally clears just for us to see that Bakugo's inflicted enough damage on All For One to rewind him into a whole ankle biter. Turned him into this goo goo gaga ass baby who can't do anything but crawl. And sorry but not sorry, bro, this baby is ugly.
You need to leave.
But anyways, Bakugo pulls up on 10 toes, standing on business, ready to finish the job and pack up the Demon Lord once and for all, using the last ounces of his strength to see this through, and refuses to fall. But baby All For One had one last trick up his sleeve, shooting his dagger from his mouth. And from this angle, it looks like Bakugo just got Swiss cheesed and straight up speared. But Dog caught the spear with his mouth, shatters it, and says, booming this man for the final time, rewinding All For One all the way back into an embryo until he finally disappears forever.
Hey, it's me, Goku!
And Bakugo collapses collapses from his injuries, but bro was not going outside. He has his fist raised high to the sky, paying homage to All Might by using his signature emote, signaling to the world that his job is done, and passes the baton off to Deku, who's still gotta win the biggest fight of his life. Alright, so we pick up right where we left off. After this descendant of Oppenheimer, Bakugo, blew all for one of smithereens, absolutely nuking this man until he became neighbors with King Von last episode. And we see all the citizens of Japan are gathered for the main title card event, Deku versus Shigaraki, watching them live on stream. And we find out that in between episodes, this man Shigaraki directed his cracked out decay quirk on steroids underground to sink the entirety of Shizuoka, a prefecture in Japan, below the sea, and reveals that if he wanted to, he could wipe all of Japan off the map in about a week using this same method.
What? We're flying to Philadelphia! Oh, hell no!
So now, the remainder of this final battle with Deku is gonna be fought while hovering over the underwater city civilization of Atlantis. But hey, all I gotta say is, Deku better be glad he got that float quirk and can swim. Cause trust, if you put a non-swimmer like me out there with the fate of the world on the line,
everybody dying, me included.
I ain't even gonna hold y'all, I'll be in that bitch drowning like Patrick. Bruh, no cap, I might even look up at Shigaraki and ask for help.
Are you serious, my brother?
Bro, I gotta get it together. Hey, I'ma sign up for swim lessons soon. But anyways, these boys just start getting to. A whole tidal wave comes crashing down between them, and Deku uses this as cover to come blitzing through the A-gap like Jameer Gibbs with his floating tornado kick. Just decking Shigaraki, and got mans hanging in the air like Max off Stranger Things.
If I use Gear Shift, Fajin, and Danger Sense at the same time, I can finally go on the offensive. I need a way to stop him though. My master is dead. All because I didn't annihilate that little brat, huh? You know, in a way, I guess I should be grateful to him. He made me stronger. Watch. Now I have no problem adapting to your speed. I wonder, will you last long?
And after getting TSM Deku on W keyed, barely manages to parry that last attack by Shigaraki, Deku knows, at this very moment, he's running the ISO against the strongest quirk user in history. So he has to be on his P's and Q's at all times. Even though this man Shiggy is a walking GTA cheat code, now that All For One got packed and his potential is fully realized. Like bro, at this point, I genuinely feel bad for Deku. Cause yeah, at this very moment, he's the strongest quirk user on the hero side. But compared to Shiggy, this man might as well be fodder. This is just like if a 60 overall brown shirt lined up to run the 1v1 ISO against 2018 Braun. After he hit the fusion dance with Prime Michael Jordan, Kobe, Steph, Wemby, and Shaq. Like, it's just unfair. And after that last exchange, the 5th user manifests and tells Deku something's wrong with Danger Sense. And we go back to see that as the previous users of One For All were chopping it up, discussing strategies to break Shigaraki's defenses, they got interrupted, cause all of a sudden,
I've got you in my sights.
Help! Help me!
Revealing that in the brief second he came in contact with Deku, Shigaraki was able to yoink Danger Sense, stealing the quirk entirely. But Deku knows, now ain't the time to be mourning his losses, and without a second thought, immediately locks in.
Black Whip and Fajin plus Gear Shift, Black Chain.
And even though this combo attack was tough,
that don't work.
Cause we gotta remember, Shiggy just finessed Deku's Spidey sense. So he was able to Uno reverse Deku's own ability against them, showing he's Weave Nation certified now, effortlessly dodging out the way of everything. And Shiggy's shocked at how useful Danger Sense actually is. So Dog is already prepping to spam the life out of that hoe.
He's using Danger Sense against me. You're my biggest obstacle. So I'll destroy you first.
Boom.
Are you still treating me like I'm human? You're crazy! There's no scared little kid crying inside of me. Shouldn't you stop lying to yourself, Midoriya? Take a good look at me. I'm no human. I'm something different. I'm a monster!
So after start getting pounded like Prime Mia Khalifa and getting yeeted halfway to Yugoslavia into a whole stage transition by Shigaraki. Deku's just on the ground, breathing heavily like Gojo, and plans to wrap Black Whip around his body multiple times and focus on defense in order to avoid fatal blows. And because of the beating he just took, the mask that All Might retrieved for him back in season 6 shattered. But luckily, Deku won't need it to breathe anymore since they're away from the water, cause Shiki sent them flying to the land, all the way to Mount Fuji, for the sole purpose of causing further destruction, cause as soon as he pulled up,
in the past, running off allowed you time to get stronger. But I can't have that anymore now, can I? It's best if I deal with you here. I'll give you nowhere to hide. When I'm done, there will be nothing left but a horizon. And I can think of no better place to start than Mount Fuji.
And this is bad for 2 reasons. Cause not only is Mount Fuji one of Japan's most iconic and largest mountains, but it's a 2-in-1. So along with being a mountain, it's an active volcano. And if Decay's able to reach it, Mount Fuji will erupt. So Deku just starts gearing up, charging up his power, lightning going off every second, straight up flexing his aura like Vegeta, and says,
everything is connected somehow. And I know for a fact you're no monster. You are still human.
So Deku literally stands on business and reveals that earlier, while he was completely immobilized and had to focus everything on defense during Shigaraki's onslaught, he forced all of his muscles to flex using Black Whip, and simultaneously stored up as much power as possible using Fajin, also he could unleash a massive blast of air.
Delaware Smash!
Oh shit!
And Deku legit turned into Avatar Aang, a whole airbender, launching dogs straight up into the air like an ice agent. Cause Deku just deported Shigaraki to a whole new location. And the force of that blast was so strong that it blew away a whole portion of the terrain, interrupting the decay Shigaraki just activated. And Deku was on his prime Mr. Savage Fortnite type of timing, out there making 200 IQ plays. Because he understands that without solid matter for Shigi's decay quirk to advance through, its range and destructive power becomes severely limited. So he's already knowing he wants to run this fade mid-air. And as Shigi's prepping to come dashing back down to the ground at Deku, he stops because Danger Sense suddenly goes off and notices that the area has been completely hotboxed, covered in smoke. So that can only mean one thing.
Oh, it's you!
And Deku just comes darting out of the smoke, United States is smashing Shigi's arm off with one punch like he's Saitama. And Deku just gets to cooking up with this battle plan, cause he applied gear shift's low gear to smoke screen to create this cloud, and plans to continually deploy jabs with Black Whip while his vision is obscured, cause his main goal is to overload Shigaraki's senses, knowing that with this many attacks going off in constant succession, Danger Sense is gonna be going off repeatedly, giving him an opening. And this fight is crazy, cause these boys are in a constant state of putting each other in checkmate to gain the advantage. Shiki Uno reversed Danger Sense on Bro earlier, but Deku just said, don't even worry about it, cause I can deploy the exact same tactics, twin. And he already knows the weaknesses of Danger Sense because of his fight with Lady Nagant.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
You's a freaky ass nigga!
Hey, my fault. But anyways, because of that fight in season 6, Deku knows how to Euro step around the advantages of Danger Sense and just starts charging up power in both of his legs using Fajin. But the 6th manifests as Deku's doing this, a warning bro that Shiki still has the search quirk at his disposal, so even with Danger Sense overloaded, he can still locate Deku at any given time.
I'm not blind to your location or your weaknesses, boy.
What do you mean by that?
Look at you. You can't even catch your breath. How sad.
Deku's out there laboring right now, and on top of that, gear shift is just worn off, along with the fact that Shiki regenerated his arm instantly and understands Deku's whole strategy, saying he knows that Deku can't keep releasing those powerful charged up attacks forever, and that he can see that Deku's reinforcing his muscles and tendons from within, because the injury residuals from Black Whip are starting to bleed through his skin.
Must be real difficult having so much to protect, Midoriya. It might not be easy, but I'm not giving up on you, or that crying boy!
And Shigaraki hears Deku spouting all of his holier-than-thou righteous hero yap, but Shiki wasn't trying to hear none of that at all. He was just like, bitch, I'd rather die! He tells Deku that he is a 100% purebred evil entity now, and there's nothing he can do or say to change him. And the only way he's getting stopped is if he gets put in a pack. And Nanashimura is in Deku's mind, literally telling him to
do it! Just do it!
Slime this man out immediately, bro. And do y'all wanna know what the crazy thing about this is? Nanashimura is Shigaraki's granny.
Oh my goodness!
Oh nah. Do y'all understand how devious you gotta be moving for your own flesh and blood to want to control or delete it off the face of the earth? But even after hearing all this, Deku's still acting like the average Gen Z girly on some, no, I can fix him.
Really, nigga?
Like, ma'am, your man graduated high school with a 1.2 GPA, is 25 with no car, has been working at the same local Wendy's for the past 9 years, and his only promotion has been from fry cook to cashier. And that's only because one of his other co-workers quit while on the clock. Relax. But anyways, Deku locks in, darting at Shigaraki like a missile, with more and more of Black Whip starting to overtake his body and even form this huge X in the middle of his face. And at this point, the previous users of One For All realize there's no knocking Deku off his pivot. Dog is trying to see this through and save Shigaraki no matter what. So they get to plotting, cooking up a plan to help Deku, and tells him that in order to defeat Shiggy, he's gonna have to take the ultimate gamble and let go of One For All. So Shigaraki Xbox 360s his way into a whole EMP laser blast, firing it right at Deku, who managed to block, but still got sent ricocheting across the terrain like a motherfucking bouncy ball. And Shiggy's just confused, cause out of nowhere, Star and Stripe randomly crosses his mind, even though he completely Thanos snapped her out of existence way back at the beginning of season 7. So we cut back over to Deku, just to see that bro got his ass knocked out, seeing all black like an opium member.
The O stand for ostrich, the Hermes became pink.
My fault. That's been stuck in my head for a minute, gang. It's a bang. But anyways, as Deku's slowly fading back into consciousness, he's having flashbacks of All Might, and it's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean get rid of One For All? Why would I ever do something like that? That's insane. Unfathomable even. And the previous users of One For All start chopping it up with Deku. And I'ma just warn y'all right now, I do gotta explain the plot just a little bit here. But I definitely can't have the TikTok ADHD attention span demons leaving, so I got y'all. Don't worry, I'ma play some Subway Surfers on the side specifically for y'all boys, so lock in. But anyways, the previous users of One For All go on to explain to Deku that there's a dark leaden ball inside of Shigaraki, and that ball is an amalgamation of all the anger, discontent, and trauma he's experienced in his life. Like, bro, his spirit is literally hardened by hatred, but there's a crack in that ball, which gives him an opening to exploit, because through that crack, they can access Shigaraki's wounded mind, something that even Shiggy's regeneration hasn't been able to heal after all this time. And Deku was just like, okay, what's that got to do with One For All and me getting rid of it? And Unk goes on to explain that Shigaraki became too strong when he absorbed All For One, so fighting him head on would be a suicide mission. So instead, they'll attack from within. And the whole plan is to forcibly transfer One For All piece by piece into Shigaraki and smash it into that wound, shattering his mind from the inside to put him out of commission. And the first quirk they'll give him is Gear Shift. So after a long discussion, Deku reluctantly agrees, knowing that if he wants to come out with the dub, he gonna have to do whatever it takes, even if that means parting with his greatest treasure in life, One For All. The treasure given to him by the hero he idolizes and admires the most, All Might. So Deku gets up on 10 toes, standing on business, forcefully wrapping more and more Black Whip around his body to reinforce it despite the pain, and just gets to charging up with lightning, looking like he can wield Mjolnir, and just says, I'll do it, and begins transforming into a certified demon, screaming like he's Broly, and Shiggy just speed blitzes Deku, but gets stopped instantly, and gets his arm slashed off in the process too. Well, damn, what a surprise. I'd never guess you were a hero. And the smoke clears just for us to see Deku just posted up, looking like an absolute Batman villain, ready to get into all type of treacherous activities and commit a ridiculous amount of carnage and chaos in the process, all while Gear Shift is just glowing in his left fist, ready to go on the offensive. So Carnage Deku shows off his prime Zion Williamson vert, leaping into the air with Black Whip tendrils sprouting in every direction from his back, looking like Dr. Otto Octavius, while the rest of Black Whip is literally inside Deku just so he can move his busted body around. And all I gotta say is,
this nigga is crazy.
At this point, Deku is a certified crash out and might really be a masochist, because the amount of pain bros went through during the entire series, all while continuing to fight, is incomprehensible. I have to get the drop on Shigaraki without using Gear Shift, then hit him with the second. There's no other way. But in order to transfer One For All, I have to get some DNA into the person I'm passing it on to. And Deku knows the easiest way to accomplish this will be to sneak some of his blood into one of Shigaraki's open wounds. But again, Shigi's near instant regeneration is the main issue here, cause it essentially makes passing one for all to him this way damn near impossible. So Deku knows his only chance is to pass it on at the moment of impact. And Dog is about to pass out from the recoil of overusing his quirks, so he gotta work fast. But Shigaraki's perceptive. Earlier, he sensed something was off with that last attack by Deku, so he instinctively sliced off his own arm. And he knows Deku and the previous users are plotting something, so he was just on this Drake and Future Jumpman type of timing like, Jumpman, them boys up to something. But Shiggy knows regardless, he's still at the advantage here and says,
fine, I'll keep on destroying both you and this country. Now, the transfer. Now, you die. The 6th, smoke screen. I just need to activate Decay. No matter what he's up to, he'll still try to protect us.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And we instantly cut to this wide-angle shot, showing Deku buried Black Chain deep beneath the ground beforehand, at the position he baited Shigaraki to land at, ripping a massive chunk of earth from the ground, and yeeted that motherfucker in the air like an earthbender, all to keep Decay from spreading. Cause like I said earlier, Deku Ben realized running the once fair and square would be a suicide mission. So just like Sydney Sweeney after her boxing movie flopped, Deku said, let me reestablish my fastball and get back to my bread and butter so I can come out on top. Something I know that's gonna hit every time. In Sydney Sweeney's case, it's the calcium cannons. But with Deku, it's his insanely vast hero battle IQ. So without hesitation, bro created a makeshift version of the plug-and-play Lego blocks from earlier, the ones that the heroes made specifically for Shiggy for the battle in the coffin in the sky. And Deku just got to work. Shiggy recognizes this instantly too, but doesn't even have time to ponder the thought, cause what? And immediately turns around to deal with the threat behind him. But nah, dummy, Shigaraki fell for the hezzy. That was just Deku's cape with a sample of his blood attached to Black Whip on. And word to Chris Smooth, get this man Shiggy a map, cause bro is lost. All for Deku to come jumping out of the smoke like a FNAF jump scare, using Danger Sense against Shigaraki once again, cocking back for this mean Anthony Joshua uppercut with the left. And Shigaraki's body instinctively went on max defense, cause he already knew.
I'm in danger.
Wake up, filthy.
Man, you stupid bitch.
Obliterating Shigaraki with a point-blank smash to the chest. Got him out there looking like he just got hit dead on with the gold pump shotgun. And this was all while Deku transferred gear shift to his inner wound. And that punch hit so hard, it jumbled the whole space-time continuum. Cause these boys are moving in slow-mo now. And it completely rattled Shigaraki's mind. Cause his memories of both Toga and Dabi appear mid-air, manifesting like a Susanoo. And even Deku can see this and is confused on why he can. Until a memory of his fight with Todoroki at the sports festival randomly appears. And we come to find out, because of that attack, both Deku and Shigaraki's memories are merging, getting mixed up with each other's. And forcefully transferring gear shift worked, cause Shigaraki is shook. But the 6th user pops up like,
it's not enough.
Let Deku know he needs to keep applying pressure to finish the job. So he darts right at Shiggy, trying to get his man another dose of Cam Scatterbo CTE. But both of their memories have completely flooded the spot. And they out there looking like they in Gojo's domain expansion he used versus Jogo way back in season 1. But at this point, nothing's stopping Deku. Just like a newspaper, he's pressing the issue and says,
I walk shit down, nigga!
Blitzing Shiggy with this curse energy imbued punch, breaking through a countless number of Shigaraki's extended fingers. And just like a combo #1 at Burger King, straight up watch this man. And just look at Shigaraki, bro. Mans is astonished. But for some reason, Deku just got completely rejected. The transfer of One For All was denied, even though that punch was able to hurt Shiggy. And we find out this happened because Shigaraki's will is strong enough to steal One For All, so it's also strong enough to reject it. The user of Smokescreen was able to Tootsie slide his way into Shigaraki though, and that's what caused the damage. So the attack wasn't a complete failure. Deku just says,
that's good. It wasn't for nothing. In that case, I'll try. As many times as it takes.
And Deku just gets to going ballistic, swinging around like Miles Morales, dodging, ducking, weaving, perfect parrying, and whipping around Black Chain like a maniac. And Deku showing why he was the #1 overall draft pick by All Might. This man is a monster. Like at this point, you can call Deku Tyler Perry, cause bro is out there making plays. this. And Aries watching Deku fight live on stream from one of the evacuation shelters and wants to rush in to go help him, but she ends up getting stopped by Ectoplasm, who's not only looking out for her by telling her she's too young, but also reminds her that her horn isn't fully grown yet. So as of right now, her rewind quirk isn't as strong as it used to be, but Aries decided she's gonna help in any way she can and starts thinking with Koda. So we cut back over to the fight, and Shiki's out here tweaking, talking about some "stay back, don't touch me," cause he already know, just like the quiet kid in class with a backpack, Deku is a threat. Charging up and landing yet another Black Flash type of punch straight to the body. Got Shigaraki out there looking like he's getting some legendary dome, toes curled and all. And with that punch, Deku was able to forcefully transfer the remaining users of One For all except one, Nana Shimura. Hey, I can't even hold y'all. If it's one thing that Kendrick taught us, it's levels to this hating shit. And Shigaraki was on some
I hate you, nigga, let's die.
Even in the afterlife, bro kept that same energy. Shiggy said, nah, you switched up. I still don't bang with you. I hate you. Stay on that side. And as Deku's gliding in to land another blow, he gets transported to Shigaraki's childhood home, filled with all of his previous memories. Cause at this point, Shiggy's brain is more fried than a toddler's after watching the 5-hour Miss Rachel and Bluey compilation. And Deku's just inside his mind, reliving his trauma with him. Then randomly, Deku remembers when Shigaraki said his end goal was the total destruction of everything connected to that house. And Deku's just sitting there confused, just like me. Cause the way Shiggy was talking, you would have thought mans grew up in the trenches or something. Like, bro, this is a nice house. Bro, let me find out Shigaraki one of them. I grew up in a rough neighborhood. Every night, I couldn't tell if those were gunshots or fireworks. It's not safe inside my city. Dudes. But whole time, niggas be from Elk River, Minnesota. Be sweet as Candyland out there. But anyways, the YN version of Deku pops up telling bro to scram, but Deku's resolve is strong. He said, nah, I'm going in like an old Drake song. But before bro can even take a step, Truck Kun spawns in from thin air, trying to make bro twins with Flat Stanley. And Nana Shimura ends up manifesting, telling Deku he's in the inner depths of Shigaraki's mind, and the key to unlocking it lies beyond the front door of the house. And if he can reveal Shigaraki's core and strike at it, it's pretty much a guaranteed dub. So Deku rushes in, getting attacked by all of his ops from the past, Stain, Redestro, and Overhaul. And Deku eventually fights him off to finally open the door, just to see a framed picture of Shigaraki's dad as a kid and Nana Shimura. Then it cuts to another memory, a memory of Shigaraki's dad slapping him when he was a kid. Oh nah. So Deku's already knowing, if he wants to win this fight, he's gonna have to take a deep dive into the generational trauma of his biggest op. But hey, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, hit that sub button for me, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload. And follow me on Twitch too so you can chop it up with me when I go live. And go sub up to the second channel for even more new content. Oh, and tap in with me and follow me on TikTok as well. If you haven't already, join the Discord to stay updated on everything. All links are gonna be down in the description. And as always, I appreciate the support here on the main channel. Like, I couldn't do none of this without y'all, so thank you. We inching closer and closer to 200K, and we should be hitting that soon.
So, yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Be smooth.